Well, hey, everybody. I'm Matt. I'm back again with Pastor Peter. Today,
welcome back.
We are jumping into a question that a lot of people are wrestling with right now. We're staying in the series of Let's Talk About It. And what I love about this series, again, is it's questions from people.
Yeah, real life questions from you guys, right? And the question we're going to talk about today, a few people asked, but here's the deal. I think everybody is asking this question. Few people have the courage to actually write it down.
Yep. So the question was, I'm nervous to see family this holiday season. How can I get along with family who aren't like me? And I know we're going to get into like boundaries and barriers. Like we're going to get into some pretty practical stuff.
Yeah, it's going to be nitty gritty today for sure.
So lead us off.
Right. Okay. So how many of you would say that when you are at a Thanksgiving dinner, that is the time of the year when your heart rate is at its lowest? Or how many of you would say that that's when you are perfectly at peace? I think that the real question, Matt, is like, how do we avoid having the worst holiday season ever?
That's a question. It's not Hallmark.
No, how do we?
I like a good Hallmark movie.
Oh,
I get made fun of all the time at staff meeting.
Yeah, they're all the same. They're all the same.
They are.
There's a rich city slicker.
So Paige asked me last week. She's like, "So do you want to like put one on?" I'm like, "I'm not ready just yet."
Really?
Like, no, it's only
that's maturity, Matt. You're growing up.
I have grown. I've grown so
we
much.
are so proud of you.
Yes. But you always say that peace isn't passive.
Right. That's exactly right.
What do you mean?
Yeah, peace is an action. It's actually something that you are capable of bringing. When it comes to relationships, especially, this is something that you step into because the holidays, they're supposed to be peaceful. They're supposed to be the most joyful time of the year. Like Thanksgiving is one of my favorite holidays because it reminds us to slow down and pause and be thankful. And but I've seen a whole lot of stuff on Facebook lately that people are not looking forward to Thanksgiving. A lot of people are like, turkey's the worst meat out there. Like, how come it's not a brisket?
I literally told Paige, if we're hosting, I'm doing a brisket. I'm not doing a turkey.
See? But I'm a traditionalist, so I'm like, I'm going to smoke a turkey.
I'm going to smoke a turkey. Yeah. Oh, can I tell you a quick story?
Yeah, tell me.
Okay, so I got a smoker from a good friend of mine.
Yes.
And this was years ago, and I was like, I'm going to try to do a turkey.
Yes.
Right, and I know you know this story because I was texting you in the chaos, in the midst of chaos, full on panic, and it gets better. So I put this big bird on, like 16 or 18 pounder on the smoker, on the big green egg, and this sucker cooks in about 90 minutes.
How?
I don't know. And I'm texting you, and I'm like, Peter, Paige is at the turkey trot right now. We're hosting. I'm freaking out, and I call you in a panic, and you're like, all right, it's gonna be okay. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to go get some butter, and you're going to baste that baby. You're going to baste that baby until Thanksgiving dinner comes around. So then I'm thinking to myself, okay,
drench it in butter.
So what I didn't know was I put the bird on wrong on the smoker. Yes. Apparently there's this rack, and I put the probe where it went like through it.
Yes.
So it said it was done, but it clearly probably wasn't done.
Yes.
And so then
which is also a problem.
Well, I didn't realize it. So like, Paige's grandma's coming over, right? And I'm bringing it in, right? And everyone's like, "Oh, look at this! Like, it looks so good." And I'm like, yeah. I didn't know it was upside down yet. At this point, I cooked it upside down. I didn't know that, so I put it there, and I go to cut into it, and it's just bone. And I'm like, "This is upside down."
or you're like, "Wait, what happened to this turkey?"
Yeah,
it's underdeveloped.
Then I start realizing, oh no, I had the probe in the wrong spot. And then I'm thinking to myself, I'm gonna kill Paige's grandma.
Yeah, exactly. She's gonna have salmonella.
Yeah. I'm like, she's gonna go to the hospital, she's gonna get this, then she's gonna die.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't do this right now. And so like I couldn't eat it.
Yeah.
Everybody else ate it. They dare. I didn't say I screwed it up. I didn't say that at all. And everybody ate it and they loved it. But I have not smoked a bird since, because
I wish that I could go back and find the picture that you sent me, because I was roaring, laughing
When you saw
at
it
you.
upside down?
Yeah. When I figured it out, I'm like, wait,
What's wrong with that bird?
that's the bottom of the bird.
Yeah, I cooked the butt.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you cooked the whole thing. You just did it wrong.
Just did it wrong. So
Okay.
anyway,
So actually, I think that's a great story because what you experienced
Panic,
in
anxiety,
cooking, yeah,
death. No.
yeah, in cooking, that's what a lot of people experience relationally.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh, this is done wrong. This didn't turn out right. Like, how is it going to be? Right? Like, you didn't know how the bird was going to taste. And you're like, how is it going to be when I see that uncle or when I see that, family member or sister or brother or, whatever. And these are moments that it's supposed to be peaceful, but it ends up quite complicated. And so when we say that like peace isn't passive, it means that you have some activity that you can do. Like there are things that you can do. Romans 12 verse 18 is one of my favorite verses as it relates to relationships because it says it this way: if it's possible, as far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone. And the important thing here, Matt, is that if it's possible, so this isn't saying like it's pie in the sky, like, oh boy, you have to be at peace with everybody at all times. No, if it's possible, but what's in control there? As far as it depends on you, what you're capable of controlling is what matters. Live at peace with everybody.
Okay, so talk to me about what you're capable of
Mhm.
controlling.
Yeah. I cannot control you. I can't control your response. I can't control if you like the turkey, if you like stuffing inside the turkey or stuffing in a casserole, which inside the turkey is disgusting. But I can't control that. Like if you're wrong, I can't control that. But what I can control my tone, the way that I actually sound. I can control my reactions. Some of you need to control your face. Your face is giving you away. And I'm talking to me. My wife will be like, you're saying one thing, but your face is saying something totally different. You can control your posture, right?
Yep.
Like, you know what it's like when somebody's like slouched over and they're just
Yep.
like, they're not into it. And that communicates something. But
You'll be like, you're acting like you're listening, but your body,
your body's saying
you're at all.
something.
So
you're going.
let's fix your body here.
Yeah. And here's the other one. This is the reality is like we can control our words.
Mm-hmm.
We do not have to say everything that goes through our head. So peace, it's not beginning with perfect family members. It's actually just beginning with you, with a surrendered heart saying that as far as it depends on me, I'm going to bring peace into this table. Like, how do we have peace at the table? Well,
Okay, so let me pressure you on that a little bit.
all right.
So I'm Italian,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So there's
I like how in that moment you're like, all of a sudden you changed and have like a
I'm
dialect.
Italian.
Yeah.
I talk with my hands. Okay? People tell me all the time, like,
Yeah.
move your hands, stop moving your hands.
Right.
There's crazy in every family.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like when I look back at like generations before me, I'm like, I came from what?
Yeah.
There's crazy in every family, whether it's generations previously or if it's in your immediate family right now.
Mhm.
There is chaos and crazy in every single family. So if you're thinking like, there's my family, we're a mess. Everybody's family is a mess. And if you don't think there is, then it's you.
Yeah, exactly.
That you're the one. You're the problem.
It's me. What can I say?
But let's say you are having the crazy uncle over or the crazy aunt or the crazy brother-in-law or something like this.
Mm-hmm.
And let's go. I'm going to go there.
Okay, go
You
there.
don't know where I'm going. You're going to sweat.
Okay, I like it.
Let's go divisive things, politics. How do you have conversations with people? Like what are questions that you could ask them? Like if you're like, oh man, Peter's coming over. I don't like Peter. Peter does
Right.
this. He believes in this. He believes in this. Like we have no same worldview. Like, do I just ignore you? Like how do we create peace kind of at the table?
Yeah. That's a great question, Matt. And I like practical hooks. I like to know that there are things that I can go in with that will help in that situation. And so, yeah, talking about politics is probably not wise.
Yeah. What if they bring it up?
Well, if they bring it up, sure. So I like to think about how do I get to the heart behind the question? Like, or what's the question behind the question? So what are you really asking is kind of what I would drive to. And so, a lot of politics is about how do we help people, right? Like the government is supposed to serve its people. So at its core, it should be about helping people. So if I can get beyond the person, the politician, and beyond the agenda and start thinking about, well, who does that agenda help? Let's just start talking about that because, that may not be easy, but at least I'm not going to say this. This is where I think we run into trouble. It's like we say, oh, I'm sorry, Uncle Chester. Like, I'm not talking about that with you because I disagree with you, right? Like,
Yeah.
And so then all of a sudden you've created a problem. So when I go into situations where I know somebody's different than me,
Yep.
some questions that I think about is like, I also always say, like, just get people talking about themselves.
Right.
People love to talk
Or
about themselves.
I would say you don't have to engage in it. Like if they're like, they bring it up, like that doesn't mean you need to respond. Cause like you just said, like your tone, your reactions, your posture, your words is what you can control.
Right.
So if they're bringing up the crazy, you don't need to take the bait.
Yeah, you can.
Of the crazy.
But you can kind of shut it down a little bit.
Yeah.
In a way that doesn't shut down the person.
Yeah.
Because that's where I think we typically end up is when we don't like somebody's topic, we then say, well, I just don't like that person. And that's not what we've been called to do. We've been called to love one another the way that Christ loved us. In fact, if you claim to be a Christian, Jesus says that's the measurement, that's the measuring stick that people will use. Do you have love for people? And I would say, do you have love for people that are not like you? Because it's easy to love people that are like you. But what about the people that are not like you? And so that's what I'm talking about. The family members, the neighbors, the whoever shows up at your Thanksgiving or Christmas table. And so I use questions like this. They're fairly, loose. And what have you been doing for fun lately?
Oh, that's a good one.
Because it's just simple.
And it puts it back on.
Puts them back on
the
them.
person.
Yeah. And so you're steering the ship, but you're going into a place where they're talking about themselves again. Or another one that I like because, I think that if in these types of moments, if we stay curious, that's probably helpful. So, hey, what have you learned in the last few months? Like, what's something that you've learned? And then you could come up with, oh, I've been trying to learn this hobby, or I'm learning about whatever. And then you can have a conversation about that. I know this one probably sounds cheesy, but like, what's one thing that's brought you joy in the last week?
Yeah.
Like for me, it was watching the Lightning win. Not the other night. They
Of course, you
definitely
got to
lost.
bring up the
But,
Lightning.
yeah,
Oh,
come on, man.
Goodness.
Come on now. You know. So that's what true fans do. And then, I would say like just get those types of questions because it starts to reveal things about that person, what they value, and then you can speak to that. When they talk about, oh, you know what, I was with my grandkids. And that brought me so much joy. Tell me about your grandkids. And now it's like I'm able to lean in on something that they love that doesn't hurt me or cause me to have to share my opinion on what's happening in the White House right now.
Right. Now, let me interject with that because I'm just going to put this out there for those of you that are listening right now and watching this is there's so many times where I'm meeting somebody or I'm talking to somebody and like or we have them over for dinner or something like this. And I'm asking them questions like, how did you guys meet? What do you like to do for fun? What's bringing you joy? If you want to build a relationship with somebody, not even just over Thanksgiving, ask questions back.
Yeah.
Relay that back to them.
Yeah.
Because there's conversations like Paige and I will have with somebody or something like this, or like somebody with my work or something. And then it's like, all right, like, I have no more questions for them and they didn't engage in asking anything back. So I guess I don't know what to do here.
Yes. Yeah, that happens frequently.
But I think we lost sight. Like we're kind of in a culture where there's a lot of people that they don't know how to ask questions back.
Sure.
And that's what I love is when we started Hope City. I remember when we were meeting at Abundant Life Church doing circles, round tables, right? And like launch meetings. And you would ask me the same question every single week. And then I caught on. This is really easy to do. The question was, hey, Matt, how was your week?
Yeah.
And I was like, that's such an easy conversation starter. And you're not putting it onto yourself where then you just are this self-conceited person, at the table, at Thanksgiving where it's, oh man, Uncle Chester's coming.
Yeah.
And it's all about Uncle Chester. But if you're asking questions about other people, it invites people into a conversation, and
Sure.
it automatically is going to make it much more conversational rather
Yeah.
than like these barriers and things like that.
Yeah, and obviously you don't want to be the guy that's constantly just asking question after question after question and not sharing anything about yourself, because then it's not relational. That's
Yep.
just like you're interviewing somebody. And so you don't want it to feel like that. But when you start to sense like what they love or what they're talking about or what's brought
Yep.
them joy or what made their week great, you can start to talk about some of those things and then pepper yourself back in, because the real pain in the neck is when somebody, all they do is talk about themselves, and like, or when they sit down at the table and like, hey, let me tell you about what I did for the last 7 days.
Or they one up you with everything.
Yeah.
Mike did this. Oh yeah, well Mike.
Yeah, let me tell you about what happened with me, right? And that's so frustrating. But here's another pro tip: is though if you're getting to a place and somebody says, you go, okay, so how was your week? And if you say fine, good, or any kind of that variation, I would say, okay, so what's one thing that could have made it amazing? And most people go, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm thinking like,
First off,
I don't know.
I'm not really sure. But it actually invites depth in conversation is one of the things that I've found.
Yeah.
And it also, you're really caring for people. Like you
Yeah.
actually genuinely care. And that's part of what we want to communicate, is that we want to love
Yeah.
one another. Romans 12:9-10 says that love must be sincere. So that's what I'm talking about. Is like, we've
Yeah.
got to be sincere in our love. It can't just be this like, oh, cool, I'm glad that you're here. No, we
Mhm.
got to love sincerely, and then be devoted to one another in love.
Yeah.
And that applies to all of the people that will be at your table this holiday season.
Yep.
And here's that third part: honor one another above yourselves.
Mm.
So when I lead with questions, it's not because I don't want to talk to people. It's that I'm trying to actually honor people. I want to honor their story, right? Like who they are, their lived experience,
Yeah.
right? Like what has brought them to where they are today. I would tell you, like, if you have older relatives that are at the table, they won't be there forever.
Mm.
And, honor them above yourself, and asking them questions, asking them to tell their story, like, because you may not have heard the whole story. And then, therefore, also, you may not know what got them where they are, why they are the way they are. And so when we get to live in somebody else's shoes for a minute, or live in their story for a minute, it tends to bring a lot more grace as well.
So what do you think keeps us from then listening to one another?
Yeah. I think, Matt, that we don't listen to other people because we have been taught to tune out certain labels. So if I
dig in on that a little bit.
If I label you, I don't have to listen to you. So if I label you as Democrat or Republican or Libertarian or Green Party or whatever the next thing is, and if it's not in alignment with me, I now don't have to listen to you. Let's make it real local. Like if you shop at Aldi and not Publix or
Detweilers.
I mean, that's what I was getting to. Yeah. If you don't shop at Detweilers, right, then I don't have to listen to you because I've labeled you as the other. So when we look at somebody as other, then it puts them outside. And Romans 12:16, live in harmony with one another. Like Romans is loaded here. Do not be proud.
Yeah.
But be willing to associate with people of low position. Be willing to associate with people who are different than you. And it doesn't mean that, everybody's got to be the same at your table. That's not what harmony is. It just means that I'm choosing humility over the assumptions that I'm making about you.
Yep.
Because that's not what conversation does. Like conversation is actually to investigate, because labels, it's just like one dimensional. I've just put this on you. This is who you are. And I'm not even, again, the word curious to learn anything new about you.
Right. No, that's good. But okay, let's dig a little bit into the curious aspect of it, because what if you have a family and you know them, right? Like you know them, they're your family. What if they just drain you?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not really curious. Like, is it mean of me to say that I'm not really curious about what's going on?
Right.
Because like you sucked the life out of me. Like,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. There's people in your life that will bring life to you. They will add life to you. And then there's people that actually subtract. They take energy, emotion. You get done with that conversation and you're exhausted.
Yeah.
That happens to me regularly, right?
Yeah.
Like, but that's a part of being human. So one of the things that I think about that is like, just because somebody drains you, it doesn't mean that you ignore them, like that you cut them out. Because, if we do that, we will have very, very few people in our life. And our life will be less and less engaging and interesting and satisfying, to be honest with you. Like, I believe pretty firmly that God has given each one of us 24 hours in a day. Very few of us get 8 hours of sleep a night, but if that's the target, that leaves us with 16 hours, 16 waking, working hours, relational hours. My goal is to get to the end of the day and be tired.
Yeah.
I've said this for a long time. Like, when it comes to work and relationships and people, I want to get to the end of the day and know that I used my day for a purpose. And so let's get tired. Like, let's not try and save so much of ourselves for what?
Yeah.
2 hours of Netflix at night? Oh, I saved enough energy that I can turn on my favorite show. No, like, I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, there are people that are going to drain you. That's okay. And we'll talk about that in a second, how to kind of protect yourself. But just because they drain you doesn't give you permission to cut them out.
I would even say, would you agree with, people, whether it's family or not, that drain you of, you kind of have to show a lot of grace.
Of course.
In that. And something that Paige was reading, I can't take credit for it. She was telling me, she, and there's this author, Justin Whitmore something. He wrote like Habits of the Household. We did a Connect group series kind of around that. And he was talking about his journey of wanting to work out.
Okay.
And he basically said there's a big difference between the desire to work out and then doing it.
Sure.
Doing it's very hard.
Yeah.
Very hard to go do it.
Exactly.
The desire is very easy because you see people, and basically he tells this story of, he was working remote, and then next door to where he was working remotely was this gym. And so he went and just knocked on the door. He's like, what, maybe I should go do that. And this guy answers, no shirt, looks like a Greek god. He goes, that was enough motivation for me to sign up.
Yeah.
And so then he says, it was basically, it was probably like a CrossFit is I think. So it's like these group training classes. And he said, every time you'd hit this wall and you would just stop, like, oh, there's 2 minutes left. And you just hit this wall, this physical wall. You can't go through it. And you're like, oh, I can't do one more rep. I've hit the wall. I'm done.
Right.
And so he said, over weeks of doing this, the coach comes over to him. And he was doing like hang clean. So he's putting it up and then pushing over his head. And then he puts it down and he looks at the timer. There's 3 minutes left. And his coach walks over and he says, probably because the coach is like so annoyed that like I've been doing this for weeks and just quitting.
Right.
And goes, pick it up. And so he's like, who's talking to me? So he looks down and he picks it up and he does another rep. And then the coach goes, pick it up again.
Yeah.
And he did it again and again and again. So he tells us this story because basically he had hit this wall that he thought.
Right.
But yet he could actually do quite a bit more.
Sure.
He was preventing himself from that. And so then he relates it to his toddler, right? And his toddler throws the spoon. He picks it up, puts it down, walks to the kitchen. His toddler throws the spoon again. He says, at this point is usually when I have my adult tantrum.
Yeah.
And I yell. And it's a toddler and stuff. All it goes south. And he says, but this time I went over, I smiled, I picked it up again. And he says all this because basically he says, there's a lot of times where you can have one more rep in you.
Sure.
You can show a little bit more grace.
Yep.
You can go deeper than what you think. That family member that's driving you crazy.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, if we're talking about Thanksgiving and Christmas, they're leaving and going back home.
That's right.
There is an end in sight.
Yep.
So I think that, people need to understand that they can probably do that one more rep.
Yeah. So we we coined this term a long time ago, EGR, like extra grace required. Yeah. So there are people in your life that are EGRs. They require extra grace. And what you need to know is that like those people, they may need an extra rep. Like you might need to just have an extra rep. And when you think about like, even labeling them, so then that's what I just did, right?
Yeah.
So unfortunately I said, oh, you're an EGR. I labeled them.
Yep.
But labeling actually makes people one-dimensional. Listening makes people human. And so if I can listen beyond, oh, she's always so negative, or she is so dramatic, or he's just impossible to be around, right? And I start to listen and say, well, what's underneath of that? Or what pain might be showing up here that caused them to be this way? Or what story don't I know yet? That's where I keep saying, like, curiosity, it opens up people's hearts.
Yeah.
Whereas judgment, it closes them down.
No, that's good.
So I don't know.
That's really good. I like that. But let's talk about boundaries and barriers.
Yeah. Yep.
People talk, you hear oftentimes, in the news, social media, talking about boundaries. Boundaries.
Yep.
What's the difference between a boundary and a barrier?
Yeah. So first off, like some of the people that have asked this question are saying like, look, my family drains me. What do I do? Right.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm sympathetic to that question. But I want to just press on this a little bit, because Romans 12:17 says, do not repay anyone for evil or evil for evil. Be careful to do what's right in the eyes of everyone. So for sure, that means that we're not to absorb everything. So what's being done to us, we're not to absorb it. And it also means that we can't mirror the dysfunction that's showing up at our table. And so we have to put boundaries in place. Boundaries are godly. We put boundaries around all kinds of things. We put boundaries around our sexuality. We put boundaries around our money. We put boundaries around our language. We put boundaries around things because we want to live a life that honors the Lord. But barriers isolate. Barriers push people away. A boundary is saying, listen, I love you, but I'm choosing peace right now. I love you enough that in this moment, I'm going to take a time out. I'll be back, but I've reached my cap.
Yeah.
Barriers are saying, I'm done with you, and we will not see each other again.
Yeah.
Boundaries allow for future relationship. Barriers prevent future relationship. It actually blocks it.
No, that's good. That's really good. So, I mean, you see this all over scripture too. Jesus, there's oftentimes he would withdraw to pray. Yeah. He would walk away.
Yeah. And that's not a barrier. He didn't go to a place where he couldn't be found. He just had a boundary that said, I'm peopled out right now.
Yeah.
I need to go be with my Father.
Yeah.
I need to go and pray. I need to go just have a moment of quiet.
But right there, I love that you said that I'm peopled out right now.
Yeah.
Because Jesus got peopled out right now. Like everybody wants Jesus. Yeah. Like everybody needs you. And if you are the person preparing Thanksgiving or like making Christmas special for your kids, like you have all these things, and you're just like, I'm like, the demand for me is so high.
Yeah.
It's okay to withdraw from that and go for a walk.
But why is it okay to withdraw? It's that he could return.
Mm-hmm.
Because when he would withdraw, when he had a boundary, it actually protected his mission. And so the mission was people.
Yeah.
It was to do God's will here on earth, to bring the kingdom of heaven for people to encounter. Our mission, according to Jesus, two best things we can do in life is to love God, love others. It's a golden rule, right? Love God first, love others with all our heart, soul, strength, mind, everything, right? Anything that you can, do that.
Yep.
And so a boundary should help guard your mission to love others well. And so if you have to step away, it's so that you can then return again. If you've got to just like take a time out or a little praise break or a little prayer walk.
Yeah.
It's so that you can go back and be with people and love them well. Because I think the most spiritual thing that you might do on Thanksgiving or Christmas is between desserts is just go take a walk. Like when you are peopled out,
Yeah.
just get yourself where you can do one more rep.
Yeah. So then what's the practical move with all of this? I mean, practicality speaking, type A.
Yep.
If there's one thing that people listening right now that they can walk away this holiday season, what is that?
Yeah, I would say that you can't demand peace from people who don't have peace. So your expectations need to be right, but you can bring peace into the room.
That's a lot of peace words there. You
Yeah.
can't demand peace from people that don't have it.
Yeah.
Right. But then you can be the one that
Yes.
chooses joy in the room,
Yep.
brings the peace into the room, kind of level sets things.
Yeah. I mean, there's a book, I think his name is Ken Sande. He wrote, it's called Peacemakers. And in that book, it's practical principles of how do you be a peacemaker? How do you bring peace into a place where peace does not exist? Romans 12:14, bless those who persecute you, bless and do not curse. So you're bringing peace into that situation by not mimicking the behavior of those around you. So decide ahead of time. Like, I'm here not to win arguments. I'm not here to prove my uncle wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not here to make my sister know that brisket is better than turkey. Like, what are we doing? Right? Like, I'm here to choose unity.
Yep.
Over victory. Like, the most important thing is that we are together and I'm loving them. And I'm going to show up the way that Jesus did. Just ready to love. So I would say look for ways to encourage people, look for ways to compliment people. And then, Matt, just look for ways to de-escalate. Like, just bring it down. Refuse to be the last guy throwing punches, haymakers. Like,
yeah,
well, I told you, and that didn't work out, and let me take a jab at your president, and blah, blah, blah. Like, most family tension's not solved by force.
Yeah.
It's actually softened by grace.
So then, I mean, that's a great way to look at it. I like the practicality of it. Is there any last bit of encouragement that you would have?
Yeah. So for all of you that asked this question, and there's several of you that did, you don't have to dread the holidays. You don't have to dread your family. Just maybe brace yourself for what might be said, and then bring peace into it. Like Romans 12 gives you a roadmap for peace. So maybe read Romans 12. It doesn't depend on the room. It depends on Jesus, who actually goes ahead of you into that room, into those spaces. So I'd say just like, let Jesus shape your heart, let him shape your posture, and be a peacemaker, and do one more rep. You can do it. The sun will rise again tomorrow. It's gonna be okay.
That's what my old high school football coach said. If I had a bad play, he'd be like, "Listen, the sun's gonna rise tomorrow.
Yeah,
it's okay." Now this is good. I love that we did this.
Yeah,
I mean, we did 2 episodes of this.
Yeah.
Maybe the congregation will want more.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I think that this is going to help people, and that's the whole point of it.
I hope so. Yeah.
Especially during this holiday season. So, those of you tuning in, listening, watching, thanks for being with us today. And
Absolutely.
we will see you at Hope City on Sunday.
See you then.